Hey there, welcome to the Hydromecha Monthly. This is a summary of all the stuff I've worked on this past July. Before we get into the headlines, I should probably introduce myself since it's the first time I'm putting this sort of stuff to video. I'm Hydromecha and I dabble in a whole bunch of hobbies including 3D modeling and animation, drawing, 3D printing, model painting, making comics, Doom modding, and probably some other stuff I'm forgetting. For the past year or so, I've been posting monthly wrap-ups of what I've been working on to my NeoCities site, hydromecha.website, and more recently I've been mirroring those posts to a Substack newsletter, also called the Hydromecha Monthly. Links to those and everything else I talk about today will be in the description. But here's the thing. Both the Hydro site and Substack are all text. Written words. Symbolic representations of sounds that when put together in your head can form words and sentences. But you're a modern human of current year, damn it. You don't want to read things? You're not some kind of nerd that likes books, are you? Because I am. Started reading Doublespeak recently. It's pretty good, you should go check it out. Anyways, I've been wanting to do some kind of animated thing with this Hydro model for a while now, and I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'll try making a video out of the monthly. And here we are now. Let's get this show on the road. To commemorate Shark Week last month, I drew this, a portrait of a rather dapper fellow. It's based off this super old reconstruction of Helicoprion from the 19th century that I think looks really funny. Now, Helicoprion technically isn't a shark, but I saw it in a bunch of books on sharks as a kid, and Wikipedia calls it shark-like, so come on, work with me here. I went with a sepia sort of look to match the original drawing, and also because I've been playing a lot of Herat. I modeled the tooth whorl and some other bits in Blender to help figure out all the perspective stuff. I am not nearly good enough at drawing to figure that out by hand. If you want to get a better look at this drawing, it's up on Newgrounds, link in the description. Now we're getting into some longer-term projects, which will require a bit of context, since this is likely the first time many of you will be hearing about these. Table Night is a tabletop role-playing game I'm working on for my company, Goblin Base Entertainment, LLC. It takes place in a silly, anachronistic fantasy world inspired by the likes of Shovel Knight and Tigtone, among other things. I'm working on a one-shot module for the system where players must get a king's hair, wig, back from a dragon. I've run this a few times with groups in person, which have been pretty fun, but I want to turn it into a proper module that you can run with your friends. I have the general outline plotted out, and just got started writing detailed descriptions for everything. Here's a quick excerpt. The castle makes the word opulent look like it works minimum wage in a low-income housing environment. Its bricks are carved from lustrous marble with intricately inlaid gold patterns accenting the frame around the drawbridge door. Polished steel chains glisten in the sunlight as they hold a magnificent bridge made of petrified wood etched with the Old Haven coat of arms. For more information on Table Night and this module, check out goblinbase.com, link down in the whatever it is. As is tradition, Wonderful and Fancy High School Bake Club, or just Bugalo if you don't like vomiting dictionaries, got a new page this month. Check it out on the Hydro site. Bugalo is a weird sort of improv game between myself and a friend. I draw each page without any dialogue or text, and then he'll add all the word talk. It's definitely one of the comics ever made. I keep it up largely to get myself to draw something at least once per month. If you're looking for a more coherent comic experience, stay tuned for the next headline. Hazardous Materials is a comic I've been slowly chipping away at for a while now. I'm making it largely to get better experience making, and more importantly completing, an entire comic on my own, before I move on to another comic I want to make for Goblin Base, which will be more of a collaborative effort. As a sort of writing exercise, I'm making each chapter, not including the prologue, follow a specific conflict as outlined in this image from Incidental Comics. As of recording, Chapter 1, which is Man vs. Nature, and the prologue are fully scripted, with Chapter 2, Man vs. Man, still in the works. Expect things to get kinda weird towards the end. I want to get everything done before I start uploading it to the Hydro site. That way I'll have more time to edit and revise stuff, and I'll also be able to have a consistent release schedule. Every character in Hazardous Materials is named after, resembles, and retains the properties of something inanimate. This includes things like different kinds of rocks and metals, like king uranium or platinum, or even specific types of plastics and objects, like high-density polyethylene or mist chicken wire. The characters in this world don't need to eat or breathe, outside of a few specific cases, but you don't need to worry about that right now. They can see, feel, and hear, but can't taste or smell. They get their energy from money, which no one actually knows the origin of. This past month saw a bit of progress on that aforementioned Chapter 2 script, with more effort put towards sketching character designs. These drawings are pretty rough, and I'll definitely want to go back and futz with some of the proportions and whatnot later. Starting from the left, we have Asbestos and Coal Dust, our protagonists. They work for Platinum, collecting important pieces of literature for the Rockopolis archive. Their current assignment has them trekking across the entire continent to the Kingdom of Plastics for a copy of the final tablet in the Epic of Galalith. Asbestos hates your job, while CD seems alright with it. After those two, we have Lead, Miss Chickenwire, Dr. Concrete, Mr. Glass, Amber, Titania, and Private Investigator Periscope. After I clean these drawings up, I want to go back and draw the prologue and Chapter 1 characters. I've got pencil sketches of them, but I don't have any modern digital drawings of them in color. More info on Hazmat can be found on the Hydro site, link down below. Jank Fighter is a fighting game very, very early in development. I'm taking care of the character models and animations while a friend is in the game dev mines. I've been working on some animations for this testing character, Cube Guy. Last time I showed off his 5C, or Standing Heavy, and this time I've got the rest of his standing normals, 5A, 5B, and 5S. These could still use a bit of polish, especially the 5B, but I think they get the idea across well enough for now. As always, more info to come about the game as things are finished. And last but certainly not least is the Plague Machine, a scratch-built model I've been working on. This past month I glued a whole bunch of tiny hemispheric beads all over the thing to act as rivets, primed it, and then started painting it. All of the mechanical parts got a rusty base coat, while the fleshy bits got a mahogany brown base coat with a dark red wash to make it look extra gross and fleshy. I also added some bone white to the exposed bone parts, which I'll have to go over with some more of the red wash, and some green to the circuit board at the back, which you'll get a more detailed paint job later. I definitely want to add some glowy green details to the inset parts along the sides of the thing, but I'm not too sure about the rest of the color scheme. For higher resolution pictures and previous progress shots, you'll want to take a look at the Substack. If you want to see some of my previous scratch builds, definitely check out Kaiser Headcanon and the Phage Walker. Links to their Newgrounds posts will be in the description. I ended up drawing a lot more this month than usual, which is good. I want to get better at drawing, and I don't gotta practice to do that. I'm hoping I can get the Plague Machine finished up this month. I'd like to get back to a funny electronics project at some point, and the Plague Machine is taking up the same space I use for soldering. Other than that, I'm going to try to focus more on the Table Knight module and the Cube Guy animations, but we'll see. If there's anything you saw today that you're particularly interested in, let me know in the comments. If I see there's an active audience or something, I'll try to put more of my time into it. If you want to see more of this, be sure to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, I've been Hydromecha, and you've been a featherless biped. Have a good one.